Namaste viewers, welcome to the third episode on discussion over the National Education Policy 2020. My name is Bikash Baroi. I am an educationist and a teacher. Today we will discuss about the dropout rate of the children in school education level and how this dropout can be prevented, what are the major recommendations given here, and how this recommendation will be implemented and how the goals can be achieved. Now see, Sarva Shiksha mission is already there, right to education is also there, under which a lot of effort has been made till now to improve the enrollment ratio of the gross enrollment ratio of the children in school. Under this, we will see that this gross enrollment ratio is fine till class 7, 8. That is, in primary level it is good. About 90% of the children are already enrolled in school. Till the 10% is out of the school, that is for a populous country like India is a big number. And if we go to class 9, 10, we will see the gross enrollment ratio drops to 80%. And if we go to 11, 12, it drops very drastically to only 53 to 54%. That means a huge number of children are not enrolled in higher stage of the school education, that is class 11 and 12. That is 44 or 43%, which is a big amount, a big number. The statistics says that it is nearly 4 crore children in our country who are still out of the school. So this is a big problem, and this is very dangerous for a developing nation like India, where most of the population is a young population, is a school going population, and they are actually the future of this country. So if about 4 to 5 crore children are not going to school, it is going to harm our society, our economy, our country as a whole in a very dangerous way in near future. So what we have to do is we have to bring those children back to the school. For this purpose, this education policy is recommending some very wonderful, some very I will say revolutionary step to improve the dropout rate of to prevent the dropout rate of the children and to improve the gross enrollment ratio of the child. Those who don't know what is gross enrollment ratio, it is actually the ratio of the in a simple way I will say, if there is a total 100 number of students in a particular country, then out of those 100 number of students, 100 number of children, how many children are enrolled in a school is actually the gross enrollment ratio. Suppose 80 children are enrolled in a school and 20 are still out of the school, then we will say the gross enrollment ratio of the country is 80%. So the aim of this education policy is to make our country's gross enrollment ratio 100% by 2030. This seems, it may look like a difficult task, but it can be achieved if I and every citizen of this country become responsible, become participative in improving the school education of our country. Now what this policy is actually recommending? See, the recommendation, I am dividing this recommendation into few major areas so that it can become very clear to you. You can see the entire recommendation in page number 10 and 11 about improving the dropout in school level, but for your convenience I am dividing it into different sections. Now this recommendation, this new policy, National Education Policy 2020, gives recommendation in 5 different areas. One is the infrastructure area, another one is the participation area, the third one is the quality area, fourth one is the safety of the children area, and fifth, but not the least, is open and distance learning of education. See, infrastructure for any education system or mechanism, infrastructure is very important. If we do not have proper school, if we do not have facility of schooling near to our home or near to in our village, then it will become very difficult for a child to go some distant village, to go some city to get the school level of education. So government is recommending that infrastructure, that is school and other supporting infrastructure from administration to co-curricular activity for extracurricular activity, everything, the infrastructure will be developed in every village. If there is nowadays there is a primary school in every village, 99.9% of the village there is a primary school, but most of the villages are still lacking in having a secondary level of school. According to this education policy, secondary level of education is the highest level of education, that is class 9, 10, 11, 12. So these schools will be developed in every village. The village, if some village is not having a secondary level of school, then the nearby village which is already having a secondary school, its infrastructure will be improved so that it can also intake the children from other village also, those who are not having their own secondary level of school, till they do not get their own school or till the new school is not being made for them. Okay, so infrastructure will be developed. Infrastructure will also be developed in the form of hostels, so that children from the disadvantaged group, for tribal areas, the child can stay, especially the girl child can stay in the school. They can get proper education, they can proper meal, they can get proper overall development, proper means for overall development of their personality and their future. This is the infrastructure. This type of infrastructure will help the child to overcome lot of the problem, like the problem of communication, like the problem, like financial problem, and the problem related to their health also, in the form of getting good nutritional food, so that they get demotivated to leave their school in between. The next stage is, or the next level of recommendation comes under the participation. Now here the recommendation is being made that the participation in developing a proper school, a quality school, a school which is interesting, which is meaningful for the child. The participation is required not only from the administration, not only from the government, but also from the community level. The people of a local community who are already engaged in education or who are educated, they should also participate in this schooling through various social activities, through various educational activities, so that the child can feel connected to his locality, connected to his social environment, and get interested in acquiring the education for the complete span of school education. Okay, here government is recommending that such participation will also improve the quality of the education. Now I am coming to the quality portion of the recommendation. They are saying that participation should be in such a way that one-to-one interaction of the child become possible. That is so much community participation is required that every child can communicate with the people from their locality who are educated or who are interested in education, and so that they can learn through peer cooperation, through community cooperation. In this way the education will become more rich, more diverse, and more connected to their grassroots, okay, their community, their language, their society, their culture. So this will help in improving the quality of education. Apart from this, they are saying, I have already mentioned in my previous video, the books and the curriculum will be based on their local context, so that they do not feel disconnected, so they do not feel the education something very alien for them. They will feel that this thing is going to help me and my family in future. I will get a good job, I will become very useful for my society, for my community, for my local people. Only then the child can be motivated to stay in the school. It is not just a very good looking school that helps a child to pursue his education. It is the meaning of that education which he or she feel connected to them is actually motivates the child to pursue his education throughout the life, not just school, not just for the school level of education. Now coming to my fourth area of recommendation, which this policy is saying, is that safety of the child. It is a very important thing. If a child do not feel safe at school, if he is being abused, he is being mistreated, he is scolded, or he is punished in a very harsh way in the school, he will not feel safe in the school. So naturally a tendency will develop in the child that to leave the school or to avoid going to school. So school environment should be made friendly. In this purpose, the school is recommending that the teachers will be given proper training, orientation, so that they can know how to communicate with small children, how to make them feel like home, how to pamper them. This all training will be given to the teachers. Apart from this, proper monitoring system will be there, proper surveillance system will be there, so that the child feels as safe as in the school as they feel in their home. Also, development of hostel for the girl child, proper health checkup for the girl children is also recommended in this education policy regarding their safety and the health of the children. Now coming to the last recommendation, which is very important. It is saying about that development of alternate schooling mechanism should be there in the school education, so that those children who left their education in between or who dropped out in between due to some reason associated with their family, like the child of a migrant laborer. Now we have seen during this pandemic a big population of our country is a migrant laborer. They are not getting proper job in their villages. That's why they are shifting to nearby town and suburban areas in search of job. Now when they are shifting to other place, their child is naturally the children have to naturally quit from the school or leave the school of their village and have to move with their parents to the city. And in city we know that the life expenses is so high that it become very difficult for a daily laborer or migrant worker to provide complete or good education to their children. So what government is recommending is that alternative schooling institution will be there, where children of such people can easily get admitted, and they also get the proper scope of education for their school, for their schooling life. So establishments of such alternative schooling institution is also recommended in this education policy. Apart from this, the existing open and distance and open schooling need to be improved. Now only a very limited number of students are enrolled in 10 and 12 level of open schooling. But this education policy is recommending that, keeping apart the foundational level of education, the rest of the three level, that is the preparatory level, that is the middle stage, and the secondary stage of school education will be integrated or will also be present in the open and distance level of schooling, where the schooling will be divided into A level, B level and C level. A is for class A3, class of 3, that is grade 3, and B will be for children of the class 8, and C will be for the children of class 10 to 12. That means now open and distance learning will provide education from preparatory stage to the secondary stage, that is from class 3 to class 12. And a flexible, it will be very flexible. They can take admission at any point in the year, and in any state, wherever they are moving, wherever they are going along with their family, migrating from their one place to one place, another place, it will be a seamless transfer from one school to another school, since they are pursuing their education through distance and open learning. So these are some wonderful recommendation which has been made in this new education policy regarding preventing the dropout of the children. So I hope you have understand that how big is the problem of dropout in our country, and how even after so many years of effort, still we have 4 to 5 crore of children who are not enrolled in school. Also, it is very essential, and a very good recommendation is given in this education policy regarding bringing those children back to the school. I have heard that many people are saying that that this education policy is saying, they are laughing that by 2030 the education policy is saying that they will make the gross enrollment ratio 100%. I think this is not a thing to laugh about. It is something we should feel shame that even after so many education policies and such a long period of independence, we are still failed to achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio. We should not laugh over this target of achieving 100% of education, 100% of gross enrollment ratio by 2030, but we all should collectively and together in a united way should work. Not just me as an educationist or teacher, but you as a responsible guardian and a responsible citizen must work for achieving the aim of 100% gross enrollment ratio by 2030. Hopefully, we can make our country a great country in the form of a citizen with a great health and great education. Everyone stay safe. Jai Hind.